You know those moments where you watch something for 2 seconds and instantly feel your stomach drop? That was me. One glance at Stephanie's mini vlog and my brain went, wait, no. No way. Not because it was dramatic or loud, but because it was quiet, subtle, the kind of wrong that sneaks up on you. She was in the car, she was recording, and then my eyes shifted to the back seat, and there it was, the car seat. In that instant, everything clicked. This wasn't a cute vlog. This wasn't a morning routine. This was a mother behind the wheel who did not look fully present. And the part that still blows my mind, she did not get exposed. She exposed herself, filmed it, captioned it, and proudly posted it. It was one of those moments where you just sit there thinking, how did she not see what everyone else sees immediately? So let's just rewind. You know when something looks normal at first glance, but the longer you stare, the more your brain starts quietly tapping like, hey, something isn't right here. That was this vlog. Because Stephanie did not upload it like someone hiding something. She uploaded it like someone who truly believed that this was a cute, harmless little moment from her day. The soft lighting, the little car aesthetic, the breezy caption, it all felt like she was trying to give happy mom morning energy. Personally, I love mini vlogs. Hope everyone is having a great week so far. Bye bye now.
So Stephanie Jenkins uploads this video to the Book of Faces, and immediately her comments go wild with, why are you driving around intoxicated with your child? And I mean, clearly she looks pretty intoxicated. Something is calming her nerves, is putting her in this woo-saw mood. And right here, she's talking about not being able to set her trash down or do anything with it because Drew would freak out on her if she left any trash in the car. So the car has to be spick and span. Is that, I don't know, totally different from the house standards. So here you can see in the comments, somebody actually even puts the constricted pupils, the red eyes, and dilated pupils, and then the things underneath it, which would cause those. I don't know. In some states, I know that you can go to jail for a DUI for doing that very thing right there. Like, they consider that the same thing as drinking alcohol and getting in the vehicle with your child.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look any put together. Sorry.
And if you just scrolled past it, you might have even believed her. But once you actually sit with the video, you slow it down, you pay attention to her face, the whole tone flips. Her eyelids are not just heavy, they're too heavy. Not normal, but tired heavy. The kind of heavy where it feels like her body is functioning separately from her mind. Her pupils look tiny. Her eyes have that glossy, slowed down shine. And the way she's talking, it is loose and focused. That soft, floaty slur that's not obvious enough to jump out, but obvious enough to make your chest tighten. And the thing is, it's not just the way she looks. Her energy feels off. Her presence feels off. Her attention isn't there. I kept finding myself waiting for her to blink awake or snap into the moment, but it never happened. And then I saw it. The baby seat right there behind. And that is when everything inside me shut down for a second, because the moment you connect the demeanor with the fact that she's behind the wheel and the fact that her baby is literally in the back seat, the whole video stops being aesthetic. It becomes dangerous. It becomes reckless. It becomes something no mother should ever post proudly. And that's the part that makes the whole thing so unsettling. She wasn't caught sleeping. She wasn't exposed by someone else's camera. This was her own recording, edited by her, chosen by her, uploaded by her, without realizing that everyone watching could instantly see what she did not want to see. And the internet did what the internet does. It paused, it collectively squinted, it replayed the clip, and suddenly the comments weren't about her hair, her vlog style, or her morning routine. They were about her eyes, her demeanor, her state, her child. That is when everything shifted. And that is where everything really tilts. Like the moment you think the situation can't get any worse, and then it somehow does. Because right in the middle of this already concerning vlog, Stephanie casually slips in this little moment about not leaving any trash in the car because Drew would freak out. And immediately my brain is like, freak out over what? A napkin? A snack wrapper? A crumb? It felt weird off, almost like she was hinting at something without meaning to. And suddenly the internet is trying to piece it together.
Bethany Jenkins is loaded like a baked potato. She heard sirens and immediately cut that camera off and left. She went grocery shopping, and when she got in the car, she had a snack, and she was like, I can't leave any signs that I had anything in the car. And she went to say like a snack, and she immediately cut the video. Like Drew controls her what she's spending or her snacks or something. I wish a man would. Like, you make your own money. I mean, don't get me wrong, you definitely need your priorities straight, but you could have a freaking snack. This video was uploaded to FB, and she clearly looks loaded. And it was just payday the other day. She was back scrubbing the walls. People seem to think that she just, and you know, like, I know CPS has been involved, and I'm sure they did D-tests and everything for rugs. So part of me believes that this is all she does, but then it's like there's clear signs that it's much more than that. I mean, she was like staring at the candy bar saying how good it was, but like in space. Let's talk about this in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have seen the video, and do you think that she was loaded like a baked potato? Because I did.
Was he going to freak out because he's controlling? Because she ate something without telling him? Because she's hiding something from him? Nothing added up. Nothing made sense. And that uncomfortable feeling in the pit of your stomach just keeps growing because it feels like we're not being told the full truth. But then, this is the part that made my whole body jolt. You hear it. A siren. Loud, sharp, getting closer. And Stephanie's reaction, instant panic. Not a confused look, not a what's going on? Not even a normal glance around. No, she freezes. Her whole demeanor snaps, and then she speeds off mid-thought, mid-sentence, like her survivor instinct just took over. And I'm sorry, but this is not how a calm, sober person reacts. That is how someone reacts when they know there is something in that moment they cannot afford to get caught with. It wasn't the reaction of a mom with her baby in the backseat. It was the reaction of someone terrified of being found out. And seeing that fear, that sudden shift, it changes everything. It turns concern into dread. It turns suspicion into confirmation. It makes you realize this wasn't just a weird vibe. This wasn't overthinking. This wasn't people being dramatic, driving under the influence with a child. Driving under the influence with a child in the car isn't a mistake. It's not a bad decision. It is a crime, and a serious life-altering, child-endangering crime. But what does Stephanie do next? Does she pause posting? Does she reflect? Does she acknowledge the danger? No. She gets right back online. She starts talking about how she and Drew are good parents doing what's best for their children. And that disconnect is what makes this whole situation so unsettling. Because it's not just about what she said. It's that she truly doesn't seem to see anything wrong with it. This is the part where everything should have slowed down, where most people would step back, breathe, and maybe say, okay, I messed up. But instead, Stephanie doubles down. She comes back online with a whole new post, sitting beside Drew, breastfeeding baby Manova, and she captions it with, we stay focused on doing what's best for our kids. We may be tired and losing sleep, but the outcome will be worth it. And immediately I pause because I'm looking at the screen thinking, best for who? And tired from what exactly? Then she adds another text overlay, and this is the part that really made me tilt my head. When you're both tired from working nights, but you make time to be in the moment with your babies. And I literally caught myself whispering, working where? Working when? Because we've seen her days. We've seen her nights. There is no job. There is no shift. Unless editing a 45-second clip in a motel bathroom counts as a night duty now. But what really gets me is the contradiction, because in the very same video where she's preaching about being in the moment, she's breastfeeding a newborn, while openly admitting she gardens every single day. And I don't mean tomatoes, I mean THC. And once you remember that, the whole video hits differently. THC passes into breast milk. It stays there for up to 6 days, and it affects development, sleep, and motor skills. So while she's confidently telling the internet she knows what's best for her kids, she's simultaneously feeding her newborn something that medical experts warn aggressively against. And that realization just shifts heavy, because she's saying one thing but doing the exact opposite. Then she posts another moment, a picture of Drew sleeping with Atlas. And I'm not going to lie, on the surface, it looks adorable. Dad holding his son, baby curled up peacefully. At face value, it's wholesome. But once you know the context, it is heartbreaking. The man only got a job because the court forced him to. They've been in a motel for 9 months. The kids' entire lives revolve around screens, and somehow she turns this bare minimum moment into into proof that he's the father of the year. And the wildest part, they're not even legally their kids. Drew can only legally claim Dishon. The other four still belong to Jeremiah because Stephanie refused to finalize divorce. So when she posts these long paragraphs saying our babies, our kids, it's like watching someone cling to a fantasy that only exists in her captions. And that is when the fallout truly sets in. Not because of one bad decision, but because every new post, every new caption, every new attempt to save face only exposes more contradictions. It's like she's trying to build a story that simply collapses every time you look too closely.
Silly Mrs. Thompson. The bound my man has with our kids. Well, you see, none of them are actually our kids between the two of you. Deshandra the fuck ain't yours. Stop pretending he is. And yeah, all four are legally not Drew's. Yeah, I wonder if you'll ever file the affidavit of paternity from Drew, along with the notarized from the prison denial of paternity from Jeremiah, Mr. Thompson, so that you can actually have legal birth certificates for your children. But considering you won't divorce him, you're not going to do all that. Yeah, none of them are actually both of your kids. Bye-bye now.
This is where the whole situation stops feeling like a string of bad decisions and start feeling like a pattern. A pattern she refuses to see, even as the rest of us are watching it unfold in real time. Because she posts this picture of Drew sleeping with Atlas, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a man who spent 9 months in a motel room with 5 kids doing the bare minimum while screens did the parenting. And yet Stephanie posts this one peaceful moment like it's proof of some deep, consistent fatherhood. Like this single frame is supposed to erase months of chaos, neglect, and instability. And that's the part that hits you. She really thinks these little curated snapshots cancel out the reality everyone has already seen. And then there's the delusion that just takes everything to another level. They aren't even legally their kids. Drew can only legally claim Dishon, only Dishon. The other 4 belong to Jeremiah because Stephanie refuses to finalize her divorce. So every time she posts some long paragraph about our babies, our kids, it's like she's living in a world she created in her head and forgot to check if the paperwork matched. And here's the part that really made me sit back for a moment. She's using these pictures, these clips, these little curated moments to build this narrative of a strong, united, loving family, while the reality underneath is crumbling. It's almost like she thinks if she posts it, it becomes true. If she captions it, it becomes real. If she says it enough times, the rest of us will stop noticing what's actually happening. But the truth doesn't disappear because you take a cute picture. But the truth doesn't disappear because you take a cute picture. It doesn't soften because you add a heart emoji. It doesn't change because you word it gently. And that disconnect between what she wants us to believe and what the reality really is exactly why this whole situation keeps spiraling. It's not just getting worse, it's getting clearer. Then comes the sub-only video. Stephanie pushing a stroller, talking about Atlas's weekly therapy. She says they have the same conversation on repeat. She downplays the therapist, claims she and Drew are doing everything to help with his communication. But this is the same child we always see packed in front of Miss Rachel, barely spoken to, barely engaged, often left to Addie. Even in her recent live, Addie had to call her to put Atlas to bed because Stephanie wasn't doing it. So the whole we're doing what's best for him ends up feeling like another layer of gaslighting. Then someone exposes how much they're allegedly spending on gardening, over $1,000 a month, while claiming they can't afford housing. And suddenly everything makes sense. Why the motel? Why no progress? Why they're always tired? Why nothing changes? Because addiction eats money and then it eats the family. You guys, it's just sad. Like, imagine being a child in that environment. Imagine being a baby who doesn't get a choice. Imagine depending on adults who are high more than sober. It makes you wonder, what does trying their best even mean to them? And are the kids okay? Because none of this feels okay. So now we're left with one big question. If this is what Stephanie shows us on camera, what is happening off camera? And honestly, I don't even know what to think anymore. What do you guys think? Because this is one of the most concerning situations I've seen online. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned. There is definitely more to come.